our goal is to go to college for free.
Widen your grip all the way out, and it's a hip throw.
So in order to do that, we have to have high academic standards and as well as high athletics. So. I feel like as a student athlete, we are held to a higher standard as most students because we have to find out what we need to do first and what's the most important thing in our lives. And if you don't do it right, then you end up somewhere that you don't want to be in life. So it's important to have the right head, right mindset.
I think that title says it all, that you're student first and then athlete second. So what I've always encouraged my sons to do is to prioritize their days based upon, most important things first, to get those things done first, and then to make a plan based on those priorities. If you determine the first things, which, in my household, that means your relationship with God, to put that first, and then, service-related types of things, and then, including family relationships, things around the house, academics, and then working on developing your craft, athletically to improve every day. And then beyond that is anything social. So, I believe that's a positive formula because if you run out of time at the end of the day, then you, at the very least, you've done all the important things first. And so that's what I'm constantly preaching to them.
Being a student athlete, how do you balance both your football work ethic and schoolwork?
It's mainly because of my parents. They've been on me since a young age. They come and tell me to make sure that I have a balanced plan for everything spiritual, athletic, and academic. Academic being the second one behind spiritual. But we have to have a strict plan, and we take 15 minutes every day, plan out our day, plan out every minute from when we wake up what we're going to do every day until we go to bed each day. So if you don't get everything done, at least get the main things done, such as reading your Bible and getting your homework done. So it's very difficult to figure out the perfect balance for that. And a lot of times you end up losing sleep, which is hard at this age, but that's important too. So sometimes you have to close up the playbook, close up the books, get some rest. But it's important to study your textbooks first before your playbooks, so you figure out how to get it done.
That was better. Basically, oh, wait, we need to do it. Wait, we should get past me.
Another way to think about it is you throw yourself under the weight. Being a coach and a teacher, I think that I try to put more pressure, I think, on student athletes to perform. The reason being is that they have kind of an obligation to do just as much work in the classroom as anybody else, and they're also doing stuff on the field, and I understand that, but in the long run I try to work against the stereotype of athletes trying to get away with stuff, because I think it's a negative connotation on what they do. They put in a lot of time for the school, but it's kind of their choice, and so therefore they have to be able to work just as hard at their sport as they would with school, because in the long run, realistically, the chances of being a professional athlete is very low, and they're going to have to fall back on their schooling ultimately, at some point. And so I think that's the reasons why I do that.
Right now, if you were to ask me, like, who's your favorite team? My favorite team is whatever team they're playing for, So, I mean, it's kind of shifted from like pro sports to watching them, and so I get into the fact that they're developing, they're doing their best, and then because I played, I understand the whole camaraderie that you get from working and achieving goals together, team goals, and it's all great for me. And then being out there watching all the parents screaming and yelling and for their kids, and the incredible team spirit here at the school, the student section doing all their stuff, the band. I love all that stuff. So it's great for me on multiple levels.
Do you find it challenging with long hours of practice and managing your work?
Yeah, it's hard to try and find a specific time for homework and for football, but that's part of the planning. You have to allot certain times for whatever you're going to do because it's important for off-the-field activities such as schoolwork and homework and stuff. You have to get that done because if you don't have the grades, you can't go where you want to go in life. And at a certain point, football is going to end, and I know that. So however far I want to go, hopefully my body and my physical abilities will be able to take me there, and then hopefully the mental side will be able to take me even further afterwards.
I think student athletes are the best guys. You know, the guy that goes to the library is a smart guy, but the guy that works out before he goes to the library is a smarter guy. Okay, so football players especially, because it's a rough sport, it's not for everybody, you have to have courage. And so the kids that are here, our team last year had over a 3.0 cumulative together GPA. That means they were successful in the classroom. We had no players under 2.0, very few Fs. And a lot of guys over 4.0. Okay, these are guys that are 3 or 4 hours every single day after school making a commitment and still having time to do their homework and get that done. That means they're making good choices all throughout the day. These are the best guys that we have in this school.
Go.
We so finish.